Happy Monday, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Amy Holmesy. I'm a presidential director with LiveWave. We're going to talk about the X39, the latest and greatest in stem cell activation. Thank you so much for your patience. We certainly appreciate it. And please excuse my voice in advance. I was in Sarasota most of the weekend talking to 500 people, so my voice is a little raspy. So I apologize. But what an incredible weekend, meeting all kinds of people and listening to our CEO, our scientist, our inventor, Mr. David Schmidt. Talk about a genius. So incredible weekend, power packed. We love this community, folks. We are going to talk about the X39, the one and only stem cell activation patch. Our company's been around for 17 years. We are a global company in 81 countries. We do this every Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, and every single day we hear incredible stories and testimonials on this product. Before we get started, I just want the audience to know that Suzanne and I are not medical doctors or professionals. The information tonight, folks, that we're going to share on this podcast is for informational purposes only. So if you're on medication or pregnant or nursing, please consult with your physician, but we are excited to be here. My lovely co-host is Suzanne McGee. She hails from California. She owns Nirvana Wellness Health Clinic out in California. Has been in the health and wellness industry for decades. So Suzanne, you want to go ahead and introduce our first guest?
Okay, thank you so much. And I think we have some background noise. So if you'll go ahead and take care of that, I'd appreciate it. And Brianna, did you get on the line?
Hi there, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay, I did it.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah, sorry about that.
I don't think my heart is working as well as it did when I first started, but it's getting better right now.
I know the feeling.
Know the feeling. Okay, thank you all so much for being patient and loving. You are going to love tonight's webinar, our podcast. It is one of the best. We had the delight of interviewing Brianna at our wellness center this afternoon, and she had us all laughing. She could definitely be a stand-up comedian, but she has some incredible things to share with us for sure. So Brianna, first I'd like to have you introduce yourself to this group of wellness people.
Sure.
We have 180 people waiting to hear your story. So tell us a little bit about you.
The pressure's on. Okay. My name is Brianna Goodall. I am a mama of two boys and a grandmother of 3.
What cares? Just 1 second. We've just got somebody. You just muted yourself, Brianna.
Oh, okay, can you hear me? Is that better?
Yes.
When did I cut out?
You were just saying that you had the 2 boys. So let's go
2
on.
boys. I have 2 boys and I'm a grandmother of 3. And I am an esthetician in Huntington Beach. I have my own business. I've had my business for 10 years.
Great.
A little bit about me. Born and raised in Hawaii and love it in Huntington.
Great. Well, you have a couple incredible stories to tell, and you're going to be the main show today. So I'd like you to go ahead and begin the story, and then I have a picture that I'll bring up. Now, I want to remind each of you that this is as discreet as we could make the picture, knowing the situation of the surgery, but we'll be anxiously waiting what your response is. So Brianna, tell us about your story and how it began.
Okay, so let's see. How did it start? I will tell you how I was and why I found the patch, how I found the patch. It was through my friend. Her name was Jana. And I had surgery. I had elective surgery. I had a tummy tuck. And I thought everything was going well. About a week into it, I did not have enough blood flow to the area due to compression issues. So because the compression was so tight around me after surgery, I lost blood flow, adequate blood flow to the area. When I went to see my doctor for a follow-up visit, she went to remove the surgical tape and she said, uh-oh. And I said, that doesn't sound good. That's nothing you ever want to hear when you're going for a checkup or anything. You never really want to hear a doctor say, uh-oh. But when she removed the tape, skin, stitches, everything came off. I couldn't feel that because my stomach was still numb from surgery. As a matter of fact, it's still numb in some areas. And I looked down, and if I wasn't already laying down, I would probably fell down. It was not pretty. I was very, very scared. I was nervous. I wanted to cry. So she assured me everything was going to be okay. The wound is now open. I went from just an incision, which was, every other place of the incision except for this little, well, not little, probably, I don't know, 5 to 7 inch wound is now open. So she put some antibiotic cream on there, put gauze, and told me, okay, you're good, go home. I said, okay, covered that up. Long story short, I was allergic to the medication that she put me on. Or not the medication, I'm sorry, the antibiotic cream that was applied topically. And over the course of the next couple days, I could feel tingling and it did not feel good. So I got up one morning at, 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock. Actually, it started at 2. From 2 to 5, I'm up and my stomach's not feeling good. I woke my husband up. He told me I'm a little bit crazy, but we already knew that, but my stomach was still messed up. So I'm going to move around because my husband is, hi, Jacob, I'm online. So I called a wound care specialist, or I got a hold of a nurse online, and she told me to use honey, Manuka medical grade honey. And it just wasn't getting better. So I found a wound care specialist. I thought I needed hyperbaric chamber help. Went to Hogue, and the doctor just put me on a wound care vac. I was on a wound care vac for 4 weeks. And the wound was just not closing. And every time I went in, I had to be what they call debrided. I didn't know anything about, I had no idea about anything about wound care. So debriding is when they have to take away dead skin tissue so that your skin can continuously heal and try to meet together to heal. If you have any dead skin there, it can cause necrosis. So necrosis, they thought was starting to happen. So that's when the wound vac came into play. I was on wound vac for 4 weeks with, I would say, very minimal healing, with as much as it was. A wound care vac with insurance still paid, it's still $800 a week. So then my son's, I have a trip to Hawaii planned. I have my son's wedding, and I have a wound vac on. So I still have to go to Hawaii. I have to go travel and, deal with my son's wedding with a wound care vac. So I travel with a wound care vac, in the airplane with this big old, well, it's not big. The wound vac itself is not big, but it was pretty bulky. Just the gauze and everything that was on me. So we go, before I left, can you hear me? Before I left, Jana came by and told me I told her what was going on. And she says, Bree, you have to try this patch. And I said, at that point I was willing to try anything, but I'm like, a patch, what is a patch going to do? And so she explains stem cells, and I know a little bit about that. So I said, okay, what can I lose? I'll sure, let's try it. So the day before I left, I put the patch on, and it was open still. I have an open wound. So I'm thinking, well, I didn't want to dismiss it, but I trust Jana. So I said, okay, but what is a patch going to do? Now I went from being in a sterile environment where my mom was cleaning, or doctors were cleaning me. You know, I had a whole team of nurses, to now I'm going to be in my mom's bedroom, like to clean the wound. And, you know, that worried me. That in itself worried me.
Of course, yeah.
Just not being in that environment that I was used to, having the attention that I was, not the attention that I was getting, just the care that I was under, right? I don't need that much attention. So my mom, while she was taking off the dressing, she says, "There's nothing there." And I'm like, "Mom, there's something there. There are two big holes. I mean, it was big." And she goes, "Well, it's not there anymore." I said, "Give me a mirror, please." So she gives me a mirror, and I said, "Give me another mirror." I don't, maybe the mirror is not big enough. I don't know. I couldn't see anything. There wasn't an open wound anymore.
And
So I thought, are you serious? Are you serious? I can't, give me a bigger mirror, Mom. So she goes, "Well, do you think a bigger mirror is going to change it?" I said, "Yeah, I don't know." So I just took the mirror, and I was amazed. My wound was closed.
And this is 5 days after wearing the X39.
5 days. 5 days.
5 days after wearing
5 days.
Okay.
I was just,
we're going
I
to
almost didn't want to believe it. I almost just wanted to lay there and just wait for it to open again. I don't know. It was crazy. So I do actually have pictures, and it wasn't my leg. It was my abdominal area, because, and I don't mind sharing pictures at all. And I know Suzanne has some. So I don't think it's for the faint of heart. And that, yeah, I don't mind sharing, but
okay.
I was astounded that it closed. And so a lot of people, you know, my family, my sisters, they were like, "Well, it's the Hawaiian air." And well, as much as I would love to say it's the Hawaiian air, it's not the Hawaiian air. Wasn't the Hawaiian air. You know, and my husband even said, he goes, "Well, it's not a placebo thing because your wound is closed." And there was no other explanation. I did nothing different. On top of that, going to Hawaii, I have all my comfort food is back home. Everything is back home, like sweets. I have a major sweet tooth. I have, you know, I have to like lose weight before I go to Hawaii so I can eat when I'm home. But when I went home, not only did I not have cravings for all of the good food that we have, I couldn't eat the sweets. And I want to cry because I couldn't eat the sweets, not because of my wound. I'm just kidding. Because that's how much I love sweets. Like ice cream. I'm like, wait, what? Why doesn't it taste like I want it to? So I'm not going to force myself to eat candy, but you know, I think that changed, looking back on it now. Right. And so, traveling and disrupting my sleep pattern, whenever I don't sleep as is, I do now. But I don't sleep. So going to Hawaii and disrupting my sleep pattern, forget it. I was like, I'm never going to fall asleep. I never usually do. And we're 2 hours behind. It was going to mess up my whole, you know, time, like my sleep patterns. And I fell asleep and I slept well. But these are things that I was noticing then. I'm looking back on it and I'm going, oh my gosh, I didn't change anything. And I still am not craving sweets. Not that I want to crave sweets, but I'm not. I'm just not.
Okay, so Brianna.
Yes.
We have several pictures and we won't be showing those to you. Well, if I can get one up, but if for those of you who are indefinitely on the Telegram, we'll go ahead and put the one app where we had the 5 days and the difference from where that recreated itself. Sure. And we have about another minute or so left. And then as you had this working out to be healing, you got to the airport, you had a long distance to go in the airport and something else happened to you very quickly.
Right. So I don't know what I did in Hawaii. I was maybe walking a lot. I don't know, but my knee was messed up pretty bad. I didn't fall or anything. I think it's just wear and tear on my knee or whatever, but it was hurting really bad. So the last couple days I was there, I was having a really hard time walking. So I have to travel from, from the Big Island to Oahu, and then from Oahu to Long Beach or LA or whatever. We were going into Long Beach. So in all my years traveling back and forth, there's always an 1.5 to 2 hour layover. This time we had a half an hour layover, and I was legitimately afraid that I was not going to make my flight, because there was no way in the world, with the pain that I was in, we had a half an hour from terminals now. And I'm like, half an hour, I can't walk. So I swallowed this big old pill called Pride. And then I got a wheelchair. So they had to transport me from, in a wheelchair from one terminal to the other, because I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk fast. I couldn't even push my carry-on. At that point, I wasn't even pulling my carry-on. I was using it more of like a crutch in front of me. So get to Oahu airport, and I had to be transported. So we get on the plane, and I said, okay, I'm just going to put on the patch for the ride home. Put on the patch, kind of forget about it. Not kind of, totally forgot about it. And I get to Long Beach, and, there's already people there waiting. The porters there waiting for me with a wheelchair. And I'm thinking, I don't need it anymore. And then I'm thinking, all these people are going to look at me and be like, she cheated. She just wanted to get on before everybody else did. That's the crazy thing that was going through my mind, and I went up to this guy, and I'm thinking to myself, well, do I tell him that I don't need the wheelchair anymore because my knee doesn't hurt? Or, do I just let him stay there waiting for somebody who's never going to show up? So I walked by and I said, I'm so sorry, I don't need the wheelchair anymore. And I didn't need the wheelchair, just walked from the plane to luggage and was completely fine. Completely fine.
So Brianna, our time is gone. We're so sorry.
Okay.
You had some great experiences, and I'm sure you were happy to go without that wheelchair. And
right.
But you just had a duplicate experience as you were in the center today. That's the same thing. You put the patch on, got up and walked. You had pain, got up and walked just to the next room without pain. So someone has been asking in there, the X39 has been your feature product. That's the one that you have used, and
yes.
you put it on the place of pain, an incredible healing. We thank you so much for coming on.
Sure.
As your story is great, and
my pleasure.
You have all those clients that you're working with their skin as an esthetician, and I'm sure that as they hear this story from you and what results you have had, they'll be remarkable. You'll be able to have them get right on.
Thank you. And really, it's not really just, you shouldn't be thanking me. I'm thanking you and Jana for, and the makers of this. I don't know. I know who they are, don't know who they are, but amazing. So I really am just grateful, extremely grateful to have this patch.
Thank you, Brianna. We're grateful for you and grateful for your testimony. So
thank you, Brianna. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Suzanne, why don't you go ahead and share with everyone how the technology works?
Okay. All right. This is a simple patch, and Amy and I talked about this, and sometimes you'll come on and you won't hear the simplicity of it. But it's very simple how it uses it. And when, just like she mentioned, when she looked at it, it was something that you just simply unpeel it and put it on the place of pain. You can either go ahead and place it on the back of your neck, or just briefly just below the belly button. And with that, there are waves of energy and light that are transmitted as it feels the body heat. You become your own source of energy. And with that, igniting that energy. And it's as natural as can be. And with that, you'll go ahead and you will have activating this wonderful power peptide. And I had not heard of that. Being in the wellness industry for about 40 years, I was really surprised that I hadn't heard about this peptide. However, there's much research done on it, and Dr. Picard has a whole book, and you can find that research, and you can go to X39 and see what the scientists say about it. You put the patch on, and with that, leaving it on for 12 hours, it activates this peptide, which then is reduction in pain. It has to do with the skin repair, hair repair. We get many benefits, and those can be seen also on our X39 page. And we recommend that you go to that, to startx39.com, and it will give you the items that it will work with. But as you can hear from this report from Brianna, it helped tremendously with the repair of her incision and then the repair of her knee. Two very different things. And after you wear that, then you take it off for a period of 12 hours. And there's a repair and then regenerate and repair. And it's a cycle that works out, and it's based in science, fully based in science, with many, many reports of how this works. And you'll find that the results are quick. Now with Brianna, she had tremendous quick results as she put it on her knee. Today, I watched her walk with a limp and then walk without it. There are others that don't get the immediate relief that she did, but we have found that within a 90-day period or less, everyone will find a restorative health with this patch. So with that, I know that many of you will know how to get it. And Amy is going to come back on and tell us how you can get this patch and begin to wear it in your life. Amy, I'd like to turn that over to you, Senior Presidential Director.
Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you. Folks, it's as simple as that. It's called photobiomodulation or phototherapy, like Suzanne said. It's like when we go out in the sun penetrates us and activates vitamin D. This activates GHK copper peptide, and it is made and developed and created by the one and only David Schmidt. He is the man behind this unparalleled wearable health technology. LiveWave started 17 years ago. With this technology, no one else has it. We have zero competition. The X39 has a 20-year patent on it, and we have well over 100 patents on all of our products. We are a global company, and we have grown, folks. This patch, the X39, came out almost 3 years ago. We have grown 10 times in 3 years. We're on track to do $300 million. That's because this patch works. This patch works. I saw this almost 2 years ago. There's a couple ways to get involved. You can become a preferred customer, pay wholesale pricing, get the benefit of wearing this technology and feeling good, saving money. We have a generous preferred customer program where you also get samples. Or if you're like me and Suzanne and many others on the line tonight, we saw this technology, this science, we got incredible results. It made perfect sense. So we locked arms with LiveWave, and we are on a mission to share this incredible technology with everyone. All right. So that way you can save money. And if you tell someone about it, they'll send you a check. By the way, it costs you absolutely nothing to be part of this business. You're just paying for product. We have different wholesale product packages, start at $2.99 and go up to $15.99, depending on which products you want. The bigger the package, the more money you save. So again, you can become a preferred customer and save money and get all the health benefits of this technology, or you can become a wholesale partner like myself and Suzanne and share this with others. And again, what we're talking about is the latest in stem cell activation. No one else has it. Think about this for a moment. When you think of stem cells, what do you think of? You think of injections. You think of thousands of dollars. This is simplistic. For less than a cup of coffee a day, you can wear this patented technology, join forces with us, or become a preferred customer. In the meantime, check out startx39.com. Again, that's startx39.com. Please get back to the person who got you on this call. Get your questions answered. And we will be back here tomorrow night with the wonderful Wendy Morgan and Kathleen Nichols, 9 p.m. Eastern, same time, same channel, same station. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Suzanne. It was a pleasure seeing you and talking with you.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
All right, guys, have a blessed night.
Tonight.
Take
Thank you,
care.
Rachel.
Bye. Hey, David.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Thank you
Hi,
for your
Paulette.
teamwork.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Bye.
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 Bye, John Boy. Hi, Denise.
Hi, Denise.
Hi, David.
Bye, team. Bye-bye.